Hello there, my name is Zeb Casperson. I'm the resident firearm cataloger for Thomas & Place Auction Galleries. I've brought a few of the shotguns we have coming up for sale on November 12th, the second day of our November auction, and just go through them and try to get you excited about some of the options we have on offer. First on day two, we have lot 2001. This is a really beautifully made Italian shotgun. This comes from a small workshop named the Piotti brothers. I'm not going to try and butcher the pronunciation of that, but it was a workshop that was started in the early 60s by two brothers, Araldo and Faustino, and they started making a lot of really just intricately beautiful shotguns, wonderful engraving. This one here is a Holland and Holland style shotgun that was made by the team early on in their company's history. This one, in fact, is actually signed just next to the handguard as being engraved by Araldo Piotti himself. This one is made in the Holland and Holland style. It features a very distinctly English style hand grip, sometimes just called a straight hand grip, with some nice fine checkering in there. We have beautiful floral engraving all throughout the piece, on the frame, lock, strap, all throughout. This one is in 20 gauge. It has fixed chokes at the end. If I'm remembering correctly, it should be cylinder and improved cylinder. Other than that, the other distinctive feature of this that identifies as a Holland and Holland style is this lever on the side, which is the locking screw for the two plates, which can be easily removed for whatever maintenance you may have to do. All in all, this shotgun is still in beautiful condition despite obviously being used, and hopefully it can go to another owner. Next on my list, I have what may not be so unique, a Parker Brothers shotgun, still very well made. But what makes this piece a little bit more interesting was that as it came to us, it was already fitted for what is referred to as the NIDAR Model 47 reflective optical sight. Many people, this is a more common trait of firearms today, red dot sights, whatever you may call them, but this is a technology that is actually much, much older than most people realize. The NIDAR Model 47 being one of the first commercially produced options on the market. These were largely marketed to bird hunters, the idea being that the concept at work here is very similar to the sights on an aircraft fighter, so the concept being that that's very transferable to hunting birds that are in the air. Other than that, the shotgun itself has been rather well used, as can be said aesthetically. There's a lot of wear to the finish throughout, but it is still in great mechanical condition, and I think it could be a wonderful field gun, though you may want to actually remove this sight, as it's sort of a little more precious than the gun itself, you might say. In any case, this is going to be the third lot in day two, and I hope somebody might be interested in this. Another option we have coming up on day two is lot 2007. This is a Belgian-made percussion lock side-by-side shotgun. This is a muzzle loader. It actually still has its original ramrod, which also thankfully includes its wad screw at the end there. The interesting thing to note about this is, well, it is certainly a fine shotgun. The more interesting features of it can be seen in the stock here. This has been rather beautifully engraved with the image of a boar's head coming off of the straight hand grip there, as well as a nicely raised comb on the stock. The thing about this, however, is that you typically saw this sort of embellishment on the wood features of these shotguns of the time period to sort of distract the owner from what might be considered lesser gunsmithing in terms of the actual mechanism. Not to say that this is a bad shotgun by any means or a lemon, but just rather that it may not be as finely tuned as higher end shotguns of the same period. Now, one of the very interesting historical pieces we're going to be having coming up for sale in November is lot 2009. This is a Colt model 1849 percussion revolver intended mostly for personal carry. This one in particular was made as a presentation pistol with these beautiful ivory carved grips for a one Colonel Walter G. Morrill of the 20th Maine Volunteers. This was evidently presented to him after the war, sometime in the late 1860s. The pistol itself, I believe, Colt's records marking it as being made sometime in 63 or 64, if I'm remembering correctly right now. This is really in remarkable condition for its age. It has likely been kept as a presentation gun. I can't imagine fired all that well, but all mechanism, the timing of the cylinder, the lockup is all still in really wonderful condition. And beyond that, you have these really just beautifully engraved sights with the American Eagle holding the olive branches and arrows above a scroll reading Liberty. This is only carved on one side, the other being smooth. One of the things here, and this is what helped me identify this revolver as at least plausibly a presentation firearm for Walter G. Morrill, was the roll mark on the cylinder. This was a trademark of Colt at the time, and what helped identify a genuine Colt revolver against some of the other imitations or knockoffs that were made at the time. This one, if you can see as I'm rotating the cylinder here, is one of the older images of a man fighting off a stagecoach robbery with his own Colt 1849 pocket revolver. Now, this did match Colt's records for this serial number as being the factory applied engraving. It also comes with all of its original accessories: a small cap, a small tin of percussion caps, a mold for bullets, both conical and round, as well as its powder flask and the nipple wrench. All in a beautiful velvet lined case.